Yesterday was 4th of July, and we thought we'd give you sort of the 10 going forward for, the next 5 to 10 years. The names, these are overwhelmingly, with one exception, very, very young athletes. They will be the most endorsed, the most discussed, have the largest followings on social media. They'll have the biggest endorsement deals. They'll win the most. These people will, in my opinion, sort of shape sports going forward. And no particular order, just 10 figures going forward. They're going to be here a while. And most 10 years will shape. Maybe one exception, but 10 years looks like the number of these are going to be prominent, premier, championship level, high endorsement level, social media stars, and here we go. I would start with Patrick Mahomes, 25-year-old quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. He has the highest passer rating ever. He has the highest winning percentage by any quarterback in the Super Bowl era. And he did get a bit of a break. He was coupled with probably the most creative head coach. So Andy Reid's going to let him loose and let him go. He also has a style which is really fun to watch. And that matters. He's a likable, kind of relatable, all about winning football. I think he'll be the face of the league for a long time. Fernando Tatis, 22-year-old baseball star out of San Diego. He is a once-a-decade talent. Folks, he leads the National League in everything. Home runs, slugging percentage, stolen bases. He's not a great fielder yet, but he took the Padres last season to their first playoff appearance in 22 years. And another reason he's so influential, he's fun to watch. He's dynamic in a sport which is starving for personalities, and he's a big one. How about Katie Ledecky, 24 years old? I know you're thinking to yourself, she's only 24. Yeah, I know, because she's been in the Olympics since she was 15. She's the greatest, most decorated female swimmer of all time. At age 15, she made the 2012 U.S. Olympic team. Folks, she's won 28 golds, 5 silvers, and a bronze in major international competitions. She should dominate these Olympics at 24, meaning she'll be in another Olympics down the road at, 28. Michael Phelps, Katie Ledecky define swimming in America. And likable, relatable, personable, and outstanding. How about Luka Doncic? We can't deny it. He's 22 years old. Magic, LeBron, and Luka are the best players I've ever seen. International basketball players now are influential in the NBA. He averages 33.5 points per game in the playoffs. That would be the most ever in league history. And he's fiery. He'll get after it. He's got a little bit of a temper. He'll let you know how he feels, and that matters. How about Christian Pulisic, 22 years old, the greatest American soccer talent of my life. His resume is not as great as Landon Donovan yet. A midfielder, played for Chelsea in the English Premier League. The best player on the U.S. men's national team. And this is important. Where our women's team dominates, our men's struggle even to qualify. And with his leadership, this is the most talented USA team in terms of young talent ever. They make the Olympics. They flourish, in the World Cup. He has a major potential impact on the number of kids playing tennis. These 13, 14-year-old kids now have a lot of choices. The more that play soccer, the better it is for America. How about Brooks Kefka, 31 years old? Listen, he'll golf and be in his prime for another 10 years. A 4-time major champ, 2 U.S. Open. I think his game has depth. I think he has depth. I think he's a power golfer in his prime for a decade. I think he's more substantive than a Bryson DeChambeau. I think he's more consistent than Dustin Johnson. He won't be Tiger Woods, nobody would be, but the face, the look, the personality, the alpha, 10 years, I got no problems with him dominating the sport. How about Zion Williamson at 20? First of all, he's so explosive, so dynamic, so likable. The question, and I think there'll be controversy in his career, is he going to stay in New Orleans? It is a chaotic organization. Zion Williamson, youngest player in league history with consecutive games, 30 points, at least 70% shooting percentage. Russell Wilson, 32 years old, has to be involved. I know he's 32. Russell's never had an injury. He will play to 42, folks. He's going to be a Tom Brady. He is the only quarterback in league history, first 9 years in the league, winning seasons. 8 of the 9 in the playoffs, and that's in the toughest division in football. He's not doing this in the AFC South. Josh Allen. Maybe the only thing in the league that compares to Patrick Mahomes. 6'5.5", had half their rushing touchdowns, has an insane arm. Mel Kiper said he's the 10th most talented prospect. In the 40 years he's been doing the draft, he is remarkable. And how about finally Naomi Osaka, 23 years old? She is the highest paid female athlete in the world. She had a good year last year, $55 million, outspoken with Black Lives Matter and mental health awareness. She appears to be, for the next 10 years, and you can't compare anybody to Serena, because that's like the greatest tennis player arguably of all time. But she has sort of separated from the sport, number 2 ranked player in the world. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.